All right, happy New Year, greetings. All right, yeah, I think everything's fine. Okay, all right, we do this usual messages and go into Q&A. So things, and thank you everyone for being here. Here we go. Greetings, this is Archangel Michael. Greetings to you. There are many beings here. This is a time of change. As many of the messages have been said in the past, you're going to begin to feel the new changes occur throughout this year. Now, we're not saying it's going to be totally dramatic, but also understand how your world is put together. The chains, we'll call it the chains of third dimension, because realize some of you will see your alien friends, either through your mind's eye or through a channeled energy, or even see them physically, of how complicated your world truly is, of how your reality is put together. Some of you are already sensing it. Realize it's the chemtrail energies that are coming through. That is not necessarily for those of you that are in an awakened state, because many of you clear that out. But it's for those that are not aware. Some of them want to be chemtrailed only because it's part of the program. They want to feel safe. So, at least in the contents. But that will change over time. It is chemtrail energy is also another thing to unravel, as there are many conspiracies to heal, and that's one of them. It's like a curtain to clear. Some are very connected to the chemtrail conspiracy. Some are connected to your Illuminati conspiracy. So there's just many, and once many of you awaken to the higher truths of this and make your word, put your word out there, whatever it might be, it does get their attention. Some are awakened, but not fully awakened. So it's like a doorway. Chemtrail knowledge is a doorway. Illuminati is a doorway for those that are ready to take the next step, which is, yes, insane compared to a third dimension reality, as many of you know. It is that type of crazy that is very truthful, but hard for your third dimensional human to digest. We're going into higher awareness. So what you can handle is, many of you can handle quite a bit, much is on its way. Let's see. Greetings. My name is Vertigo. I am a tall white. I am misconnected to a collective, as much as many as you are all. Yes, we are curious of your society. We know its foundations, where your earth came from, as it is a place of refuge, a world where we can, yes, connect to several beings. It's like if we can't find an alien being that we're looking for as causing trouble, we know we can find on your planet. They're here somewhere. A lot of alien beings do go on the run that cause mischief, but it all leads back to this world eventually. So it's almost as if we just sit here and wait for them to show up, because eventually they do. and we find their energy pattern. So we are here as, yes, many, it's not just humanity that's having trouble awakening, it's your alien energies too. Many that are suppressing your society more and more. Because once this world awakens, the darkness can't hide so much as it is. So our collective is here for your assistance whenever you are ready. Blessings to you.
Blessings, greetings, Vertigo, and greetings to
Blessings.
the whites as well.
Yes.
Thank you
Blessings.
for coming in. Up first this evening, we have Humberto.
Well, hello there,
Greetings to you.
and to you too. My first question is, so I've been made aware of a exercise for connecting to the plant kingdom. It
Mm.
requires pretty much meditating between running water and a special tree you vibrate with in between, and basically you're supposed to meditate, somewhere out in nature like that for 15 minutes for 15 days, and to complete the whole exercise, you're supposed to do it for 30 days. And this is supposed to allow you to connect with the nature spirits. And I just wanted to ask to know what results you might see me receiving if I follow through to the 30 days, like what kind of experiences I may have.
Realize joy is what matters most. If you're enjoying connecting to this, it will open you up even more. The more that you're going by what they're telling you, will actually cause more blockage.
Hmm.
So you don't necessarily have to do exactly by its rules, but you can still connect with nature, but on your rules instead. It is a more fluid energy. It will help you open up more because you're doing it through your heart instead of just doing it through your mind. Right now, it's almost like you're doing it through your mind. Of course, you're going by what they're telling you, but you
Hmm.
follow what you feel works with you. That's where you have more results. And you might just do it every day forever, possibly. It's up to you, or every other day, whichever works for you. But you will have a more positive effect of it once you do it at your terms.
Mm, interesting. Okay, so my next question is, what do you see me? Do you see me feeling satisfied in this job and retreat center where I live? Because I mean, there's things I want to get involved with, and things they're sort of functions they're starting for staff. There's basically meditations that I want to lead, and things like that in terms of like teaching for inner self and stuff like that. And I just want to know if you see me like pretty much vibing with this place in the near future, or if perhaps I may be, better off in a different place.
Well, also, we're going to go into your last question a little bit more detailed, just a slight. If you wish to do that meditation where you feel like a 15 days is adequate, we also do recommend going about it your own way, whatever, however you want to do it. As for your class, though, once again, it's where your heart set is. You're doing things because you feel like this will put you in a certain state, but what is your heart telling you? You're not always trusting your heart, you're trusting your mind. And the mind's two different things than your heart. So the more of your heart space, if you allow that, it's like, does this feel right? If that feels right. Because if you're questioning it, most likely it's not. But if you follow your heart space, then you're going to feel more of your following your truest, highest good. That's why the school systems underworld will eventually be dismantled, because having your students be free is what matters.
Mm,
So, yes, I believe you'll
interesting.
find some happiness there. Yes.
Some happiness. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings to you too.
That's very cool. Thank you. Up next, we have Emmy.
Hi, how are you?
Yes. Greetings to you. Thank you.
Greetings to you. Um, I just want to know if you can tap into like my connection with what's going on in the Middle East and what you think the outcomes will be if it's positive with Iran
Well,
and the US?
well, I feel like some of it is actually calling you, because it does. If you wish to go, because it does need, it needs a hug, as you can see. There's a lot of like-minded individuals that are very lost at this time. A lot. Iran wants, all the Middle East wants to awaken itself. There's a lot of secrets there. As for when it'll awaken is up to humanity, but it looks like it's on its way. Iraq War during 2003 was a slight awakening. This is another and more to come. So where we feel it will go, it will settle down. But there needs to be some skirmishes there because there's a lot, as they say, hidden there. And a lot of it has to come into the light eventually. And sometimes war is necessary because it's like knocking on the door really hard. Blessings.
Thank you. And do you have any messages for my spiritual and also my current work situation?
Yes, follow your adventurous heart. Part of you wants to see the world, but in a way where you're not seen. So go about that. Because you feel once you get settled down, you feel no, it's like this worked, but now I feel bored for a reason. What you did was right, but now your heart space is opening up more. So adventure is what your soul really needs, but the type where you don't have to be in battle and all that. But the world needs you too. It's calling you. Mother Earth is calling you, and part of you wants to go too. You're like a warrior princess, but without all the gear.
With the computer.
Exactly, without all the just the sword and all the, yes, with a computer, and because you use your intuitive energies through your job, and you're probably feeling called somewhere else from what we're seeing.
Yes,
So
I am.
it's sometimes good to have that sporadic energy. It's not easy, but it'll have a good payoff. Let's put it that way. So, but it's always up to you, of course. Blessings.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Hey, thank you. Up next, we have Retro.
Sorry about that.
Yes, please.
Greetings. My first question would be in reference to a dream I had. There's a message behind that about a fight I got into with a prince, and they kept this person in a cage. And they used some sort of magic against them that they had used themselves. Any messages about that the guy did to say?
You're uncovering a lot within yourself at this time.
Mm-hmm.
You're opening up new doorways. So this next month, even now, but your next month is another journey into you. You've also been a astronaut, a human one, on previous incarnations. Similar to your now this one might be a stretch, are you believing it or not, but as a Neil Armstrong on other worlds, by taking that step of we might live or die doing this. You probably can feel some of that.
A little bit, yeah. And then I had
Yes.
similar Zeta lifetimes as well.
Yes. You have human lifetimes that are buried, that are hidden among the Zeta for various reasons. You kind of have it cloaked, but it is there. That's why you're so connected to the Palladians. You help their worlds evolve as a human. You would take risks as a human, what many of them would not do. So just go into space.
I was thinking, what was the one in the cage? What was that like? Is there anything about that in particular?
Feminine energies that are not wishing to come out yet. It's a feminine side, not just of yourself, but other feminine energy. Feminine energies also that that keep them caged up. You can say that makes. I think you understand what we're getting at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you're connecting, but they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it from that point of view.
My second question was: is there anything that can be seen in the next year, in this year, 2020? Any major changes as far as like going back to school or anything suggested in that route?
Education, well, spiritual education.
Mm.
I feel like that's the direction. Also, putting yourself out, your abilities where you feel is comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but where you feel you're on a timeline of freedom where you can do whatever you want right now. So us telling you is,
True.
is it
Yeah.
gonna, all possibilities are floating around you right now. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I was just thinking to get them coming up into their late 20s, and I'm feeling a crunch now in 2020. It's like, yeah, I should start thinking about stabilizing the real world stuff or the physical world stuff. Sorry.
Is there, yes, there's something you wish to accomplish, please go for it.
Okay.
If it's schooling, it's all in your court. You don't have
Okay.
to do everything at once, but one at a time is good.
All right.
But you
Thank you.
your heart. Yes, blessings.
Hey, blessings. Up next, we have Tristan.
Greetings.
Greetings to you.
I have the impression these days that it's a lot of go stop. So I see it a little bit, and then I backtrack a bit, and
Yes.
yeah.
So there is a yes, good.
I am wondering how I can break the cycle and just.
Well, partly is you're going ahead of the timeline. So you're seeing a little bit more than what others are seeing. So that's where that's coming from.
Okay, so I have to step back and just relax rather than.
Well, it's what are you allowed to see? I believe you put that out there quite a bit.
Yeah,
but if you put that out there, you jump.
Well, because so far I see really nothing. So okay.
Well, your feelings, there's something there. That, well, a lot of it, I believe, a lot of it's erased then in that regard.
Oh.
So you go out like 10 years into the future. So use your intuitions of what you feel in the future. You are a futurist.
Okay.
I believe you feel some of that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you're going to connect to timelines that might always make sense. Your connection to other planets, once again, might not make sense in this reality. But to just follow what you feel the future is, what you feel other worlds are. The queen is a good one. A queen is kind of locking down the third dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And you might see her as a lizard person or whatever you want to see her as. Because you can see it through your eyes, how you would see this world.
Mm.
That makes sense.
Okay. And any suggestion on how to make the current world a nicer place for me?
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Connecting more to the fourth dimension.
Okay.
Or you feel more you're more comfortable in the astral world. So, and that's where you feel the stop and go. You're not always sure if you're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
You want it. Because once you go there, it's almost like a drug addiction. Once you go into that, I don't know if I can get out of it. That's kind of part of what you're the fourth dimension's kind of like that. You get addicted to it, and and it makes the third dimension more harder to be involved with, as you already know that portion of it. So we say go more into that where you feel. Just let your mind wander into it.
Okay.
I believe that is possible. I believe.
Yeah.
It can. How do you see the future? Flying cars, flying gypsies, whatever it is. let that world, connect to that world.
Okay. Yeah. Lean towards it and
yes,
and support it and don't let the current third dimension go, well, that's not what you see. That's not right. That's not right. Just go, yeah. No, that's okay. But let's look at this thing instead.
Because you're bringing a lot of information, yes, from Alpha Centauri, Tau Ceti. You're connected to Zeta Reticuli. You're bringing those places here. It does not. Like, it's like you're pulling. Yes, this reality is like, I'm not sure if this is going to fit in this world. Well, now's the time to bring it in. Might as well. Sagittarius is connecting to Lira.
So am I bringing it into by paying attention to the fourth dimension? I'm actually bringing it down into the third dimension.
Exactly, to heal the third dimension. Yes.
Okay, got it.
You don't have to preach it to the world or anything. Just have it with you.
It's just my own little thing. It doesn't matter.
Exactly, and the world feels it.
Good.
It feels everything.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Blessings.
All right, thank you. Up next, we have Daria.
Hey there, Vertigo. Greetings. So, I was connecting to you in Astral, I feel.
Yes.
About that name. Yeah.
Yes.
I have like questions here regarding my landlord's helper that texted me today. We had our differences, and he's been like, I don't know, I'm searching for houses and it has not been the perfect spot yet. And now he's like, yeah, being this ass.
Well, and you're looking. In some ways, you feel like this is kind of like a sign of it's time to get out of there, but not yet. But I believe it is kind of pushing you into that direction. Not that you're going to get pushed out where you're at, but it is a sign of things to come. Look at it from that point. That's all it is. He's harmless in the long run. But it is also spirit speaking through him to show that you will find what you're looking for. That's what's going on.
Yeah. I said we had our differences, but it's kind of burning for me too. So it's not that I'm like, yeah. Anyways, that's a good thing. So not being, I should not feel like hunted down by him, though.
No, but it is a energy from the spirit world showing that now is the time. Not that you have to rush out and get a new place tomorrow, but yes, it shows that you're getting there.
Okay, cool.
It's being manifested through you right now.
Cool. And the next manifestation through me right now could be, well, can you update me on my 3D timelines with this strange partnership that I'm having that I don't understand? We were playing squash today. That's it. And then went home.
This individual used to be a shadow being in previous incarnations. And you caught him like manifesting as other people. Like he doesn't really have an identity. He does, but not really. He takes on other people's bodies, at least in other realities. And he just doesn't. It's like you caught him, and not many people can see him. Now he's been called out through previous lifetimes, and now he's kind of creating himself. Like, I know I have to have my own personality. I have to do this on my own now, and it's kind of hurting. So you're kind of reconnecting him because there was a love affair in previous lifetimes too. So he's kind of stuck in the mud. So you're almost like you're raising an alien child. It's not your kid or anything, but you're kind of like you met Starman. Let's put it that way. But this Starman is really a pain in the ass. Others are easier to deal with.
Yeah, he's like suddenly he like doesn't text me or picks up like watches. I don't know. It's like being really strange. Like not the anomaly or what I mean, not the structure that I'm used to.
Because he phases out. He fades in, fades out. He kind of goes to other realities. He's here, yes, but his mind isn't. It's kind of a catch me if you can type of thing.
He actually wrote that "catch me if you can," and I'm like, You're
Yes.
fucking on your own there. I'll be
Correct.
here waiting. You're not going anywhere.
He is almost like where in the world is Carmen San Diego, unfortunately. Astrally he jumps all over the place. So if you connect to him astrally, you might, and you will, and that should get the ball rolling. Hopefully.
Yeah.
It should.
The balls were rolling today on the squash field, so
Yes, there you go.
kidding. So funny. Thank you, Vertigo.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay. Up next, we got Steve.
Hello, Vertigo.
Greetings to you.
Greetings. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Sweet. Much love. Thank you. I was wondering if you can help me connect with me on just what I've been doing in astral. Been sleeping here a lot lately, going to other parallel worlds, it seems like, and just doing a whole bunch of things. Just wondering what you see from it. Thank you.
There's been a lot of feline worlds that you're needing your assistance of, because there is corruption within some of them, because it is kind of interfering with your Earth's transformation. Some of those felines are stuck in their own old ways, like your world is, but they know it. Your world isn't fully aware of it. So you're going in through a transition. So you're kind of like in other worlds, you're kind of like a Buddha energy. You don't necessarily walk around like Buddha, but you have that vibration of assistance. So you get called in and appear to certain beings that need clarity. So you're healing yourself too, because you pull in a lot of Earth's energies. And so when you assist somebody on another planet, you're being healed, because there's a lot. Because when you connect to this world, you feel there's a lot of stuff that goes through you, and you're not always aware of it. Blessings.
Sweet. Thank you. Second question is I'll just leave it open, just connect with the universe, any of my spirit guides, or any energy that wishes to connect with me. Thank you.
Yes, you are a crossroad energy of connecting one universe to another. You're one of the few beings, and there's your definition of few, that come from one universe to another and tell others about that place. And then you would take them there sometimes. So you're a crossing guard, whatever you want to call yourself. It's like being a part of the Mexican border in the United States, where you go back and forth. So, and that's a big jump. Like going to Mexico, it's a whole other world compared to the United States. There are some areas that are similar to it on the border. They have some, but then you go further inland into that universe, and you take others to it. So, like, almost like a travel agent in some ways. So that's why you're here. This is where it's happening. This is Tijuana. Kind of. It's Tijuana of the universe. In some ways. So, blessings to you.
Blessings. Thank you.
That was a colorful metaphor. And up next, we have Omran.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
My first question is there any messages from my guides to me?
Yes, just continue to trust your instincts. You are manifesting, and there's this year will be kind of a dull year. I mean, in the third dimensional level, but your astral connections will get more vibrant than they ever have before. There is much corruption that you're connected to into astral. Letting go of those energies, part of it, yes, is connected to McDonald's cabal energies. You're talking to, you're not releasing them, but you're talking to them. Just basically like negotiations, kind of like just for humanity to have peace with them. So you're just, it's kind of like you're on the bomb squad making peace. In some ways, it's like that. So, but you are connected to many ascended masters for what you're doing at this time.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. because just recently I had an out-of-body experience where an incredibly powerful woman took me somewhere in another dimension, and she, I don't know why she did it, but she wanted me to understand her and get to know her. I think she felt like some kind of goddess, or even maybe higher than a goddess. She was really, really powerful, and she could almost destroy anything or anyone if she wanted to. And maybe that makes sense with what you're saying.
Yes.
About that. So I was really interested in who she was, and why did she choose me to, I don't know, go somewhere with her.
Well, first off, you've reached a level of being neutral, and that is why she approached you. You can say it as a lover too. It's like, well, make out why I destroy this place. And she's at that level. So, yeah, she's more of a ascended 12th dimension, probably higher than that. Most likely higher if she's want to give. So, the name of her, she has many names, but call her Evelyn right now. Evelyn. But she has many names. So, what name that name seems to be. It's a balanced name for her right now. But she's your soulmate from other realities. She's just reconnecting to you. She's bringing what you are similar to her. Not like that extreme, but you've been in those realms before, of course.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. Well, thank you very much, and have a good night.
Yes.
Very cool. Up next, we have Liz.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings. So, I don't really have a formed question. Would you have any messages for me?
Yes, well, you're one of the reasons why we came here for the tall white energies. We got familiar with Earth through your vibration. Yes, we were very connected to the World Trade Center. That's no longer on our planet. Well, at least the old form of it. So your Earth is in a renewal process, and you have ideas in your mind, vision of the future that is currently in place. There are a lot of feline energies you do talk to. Sometimes you appear as a canine. That's another reason why the canines are on you. Some of the felines you talk to in astral, or however you want to look at it, are not always as true and honest as they claim to be. So as a canine, you can kind of see through that. Whereas as a feline, you can too. But they feel like you're betraying them. So if you show up as a canine, that's not so bad. It gets complicated for it to mention.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to win, especially those that are suppressors of your planet. So many feline beings, yes, have this world under their control. Through Egypt, through Middle East, and yes, they're hidden. They have most of their relics destroyed. Reptilians are with them too, of course, but feline it's like how many people can we control? And they see that. It's like a poll for a candidate. It's all numbers in the long run, unfortunately.
Yes. Understand.
So,
I understand. And okay. And is that possible a contact with you?
technically, you've already had that. But in the physical, we are working with your governments to ease the negativity. So just the government talking UFO, saying that word, a government official, your president saying it starts a chain reaction. So we say yes, but the next probably 4 years, during your Trump administration, more of our presence is going to become known. So it's going to be because your governments are going to run out of things to talk about. Technically, are already. Because the presence here is going to get very heavy. They can't ignore it forever. So
Can't ignore for longer. Yes.
So,
Well, be welcome. There's a lot of us humans here and waiting for that contact.
Well, it's just that so many are aware of our contact, but we always see their intentions. It's not always the most positive, as you know.
Oh, the ones with the big guns.
Well, some of them have a profit number. Some of them want us to show up, but then they say, oh, unless my cash register can bring in enough, then you guys can just keep flying around. So,
yes, that's true.
As you know.
Yeah.
Those that are calling for contact they're more like just buy our books.
That's true.
That's their idea of contact.
But if you show up for everyone, for a whole a big large number of people, then they don't profit anymore.
That's what we need more of you and through the heart.
Through the hearts. So we need to prepare people through the heart.
Yes, through the heart space of just flowing with it. It's not worrying about bank accounts. Most of you don't already, but I think you know what we're talking about when we go into that. But
oh yes,
where the heart space, where the heart's speaking, flow with it. Now, some of you, want to travel and do this and that, but some of you are kept in places for a reason as guardians. And I think you know who you are.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Up next, we have James.
Hello.
Yes, greetings.
Hey, can you tell me about my connections with your collective or any messages or anything?
You've been very good to us, and Agartha as an angelic being, as an Agarthian being, you've been many. Because aliens are foreign to your planet, even if we are part of its creation. So, as an Agarthian being, you're very warm to our presence, while others were not. So, yes, you've had incarnations with us, but it has been some time ago. You're mostly an Agarthian being, even right now. So your presence here is just to clear out the old, the truth, the true energies come into the planet. So you're always with Mother Earth, always in Agartha. Even now, you're in Agartha right now, even if you are here physically. So, this is.
I see. Can you tell me about my temple and heart areas on my face and stuff, and also any beings around me lately that are interesting?
Well, your temple and heart areas is opening up more. Your temple is going through a fluctuation of understanding your higher self. Sometimes you kind of, I will say, clear out to your higher self. You don't always agree with your higher self or higher selves. So you're teaching the spirit world a great deal. So you go into spirit and you do a lot of understanding humanity. A lot of spirit beings don't always understand humanity. And the beings around you are a lot of fairy energies. I see. It's mostly fairies. That there's a fox around you protecting, but mostly fairies. Blessings.
Thank you.
Hey, blessings. Up next, we have Colin.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings to you.
Thanks for coming in tonight. I'm wondering if you have any messages on my spiritual connections at the moment.
Let's see we see that you're going through an upgrade at this time, which brings in challenges. But we see like you're going more to the fourth dimension, probably higher. But we see you're clearing out fourth dimension for others to connect to it in a more positive sense. There is a positive side of the sun. easy always to get there. So you're bringing in more of the lighter side of it into the earth. That's your main mission. Of course, you're not doing it by yourself, but just give an understanding there is a positive. A lot of people, they hear about a fourth dimension, hear all they just want to jump somewhere else. And not everyone's ready for that.
Does that have anything to do with why I've been sleeping so much?
Yes, you come into a new year. So you're preparing others for what's to come. So they're not really going into details of what you're doing. You're definitely on other planets at this time. Just assistance. It's like you're preparing the troops, but not for war, but for awakening here. So it's going to be 6 months for this world to feel the effects of that.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm wondering if you have any information or messages on my relationship.
This is unrelated, but we feel like you're connected to Egyptian energies of Tutankhamun, the 13-year-old that was found. I can't. It's King Tut. You have connections to that.
Okay.
Of its findings and the person. Relationship energies follow your feelings. She's having a difficulty opening up her heart at times, being more frank with you. But she likes the mystery. So it's not always a good idea to be too honest with her at times, as you already know that. She can't always hear the truth. Sometimes she just doesn't want to always hear it from what we're saying. And your world is it's like when your spiritual understanding is like dense water. It's like she's underwater and can't breathe. It's a little bit heavy for her to understand, as you know. But she is swimming around it. She's understanding it little by little. A lot of it frightens her because she's more connected to this reality. But she is now, like, not to say you have to run out and do this, or like when she has a child, if she does, she'll definitely become more spiritual after that.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's really her. Right now, she's just afraid of it. She didn't grow up with it, so, and she didn't have past lives that were very connected to it either. So,
yeah, I was wondering how her whole thing would be affected with the child.
The child will actually. Now, it doesn't say she's going to jump into where you're at level wise, but she'll have a more understanding.
Okay.
Be more accept. She's going to start seeing things. Will open up her third eye more. So.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes. Blessings soon.
Blessings.
Okay, thank you. Up next, I have Marvin's questions. He asked me to read for him.
Yes.
His first question: did I have any dragon connections or interactions when I stayed in Tokyo, Japan?
Yes, he talked. I believe in the room he was in, there was a dragon there at that time. So he can't makes connections, but he's doing more alien connections. But yes, he's been a dragon, but in his previous lives, but now he's doing more of the alien because he wants alien. He's assisting human and alien to connect. That's really his main focus, as he knows.
Thank you. And the second question, he asks, what star family showed up in 2020 to help with my contact? Can you open my mind to something incredible I haven't heard yet?
Well, the tall white energies are possibly with you. They are observing your energies, yes. Mostly the Zetas, possibly. Most of the Zetas, because you seem to have a good sense of humor with them, and they like to follow you around. So you might, even the little Zeta kids are around you. So, yeah, they're warning through you. So, like, you go to sleep at night, you might feel little Zetas around, possibly, like little Smurfs. They're not that small. They're 5 feet tall, 4 feet tall. So you have a lot of children around you at this time. That's all we have at this time. Blessings.
Blessings, thank you. Okay, up last this evening is me.
Yes.
Thank you again for coming in and helping us. My first question. I'd like to know. Recently, I saw a channeling about Venus star seeds, and as I listened, I began piecing together clues of my own puzzled past. I'd like to know more of my origins with Venus in order to help integrate at this moment what is most relative to or relevant to who I truly am.
Well, a lot of star children here are from Venus, but it's not spoken about. It's like a hidden energy. And you're part of that. I wouldn't call it a hybrid program, but you're part of, I don't want to call anything a program, but for Venus beings incarnating into Earth, you had a part in that. Prepare them for it. And because their energies are needed on this planet, because Mars was really taking over the Earth at one time, because of the aggressiveness, the wars, a lot of Martian energies in that. So the Venus brought, just a calming vibration that was much needed. Even you had a war lifetimes, like, man, even I'm out of control at one time. So it was, you incarnated with the Venus beings, and even astrally, just we need all the help we can get from our feminine to come in. So there's more layers to it, but that's a portion of it.
Okay. Are they 12th dimensional right now?
Some of them are. A lot of them are 6th and 7th at this time.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you for that. I guess for my second question, I'd like to know if Spirit has anything you'd like me to know right now.
They are showing, it's like your energy is like fabric, and there is a lot of unknown fabric, energies about you that can't, because once you reveal it, other aliens will be known. You're a part of a lot of unknown entities. Doesn't mean they'll be hidden forever, but you're in a direction of unlocking them. You have a lot of Pluto connections, actually. Of basically, they had a lot of unknown beings there too. Even they didn't know who they all were.
Makes sense.
Interdimensional time travelers that saw what happened to them and prevented it to happen on this world. Pluto wasn't, first off, it wasn't called Pluto, but you call it that to make it easy to remember. It's just easier, but a lot of your origins has to do with. I know it sounds strange because but you're also part of to preserve this planet, to keep it alive. You're part of the Space Force around the Earth to keep it going. Even if you know how difficult it is, like maybe it'd be destroyed, maybe it'd be better for everybody. But when you see timelines like where it's like the knowledge you receive from this world is so valuable, it outweighs it being gone.
Part of the reason I'm here, then, right?
Keep it going.
Yeah, definitely. So. I felt like I've been present to the fall of civilizations and consciousness and dimensions, and I mean, it's not coincidence that I'm here at this moment, but I felt like I didn't want to see that happen again in the same traditional sense.
Correct. You've seen it. This world has been shut down. It has dark ages, was completely shut down, where no life was on it for a long time. And bringing it back was not easy. So it's been destroyed many times. Even with it being as a rock in space, it was still useful. It's like, wow, as much as we learned from that world, we would like to have it back. And then it came back, and of course it became a menace again. But
in those down times when it was barren of life, was the soul of Gaia here, or was Gaia infused later on?
Gaia has come and gone, but always been here. But there's been other versions of Gaia here, yes.
Okay.
But she has always been. It's like her presence is always, it's almost like you read history and you're there. It's like you're part of it. You go back in time and you're involved with it. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
So, yes, no Mother Earth can handle all of that's been on this planet.
It's been through a lot.
Yes, it's been through a lot, and not one entity can handle this much. So,
good things coming forward, though.
Yes, of course.
All right, beautiful. All right, well, thank you again for coming in. Blessings to you and the tall whites.
Blessings to you. And yes, many of us do have 6 fingers. If some of you are, not to say you're wondering, but some of us do have abnormal fixtures on us. 6 fingers is a reason. For one, so we can tell us between ourselves and others. That's not the only reason. There's other reasons behind it, though. But there are 7 finger beings, but they're outside your planet, the sun.
I just want to interrupt and say you're very funny, Vertigo.
Yes.
I like your sense of humor.
So blessings to you all. Right. That was different.
I really liked him. He was funny.
I don't know what that's all
You
I
feel dizzy?
yeah.
You do well with the tall whites.
I don't normally I felt them earlier today and and the name I got was Vertigo. I was like, okay. So
A science forewarning.
normally I don't get a name that clear. Sometimes I get names, just give us a name. Just whatever. We'll figure it out together. Something like that. Because why be?
It takes you for a spin, that's why.
Yeah.
He was good. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Vertigo. Come back anytime.
I'll bring him back. That was
Yes.
all right.
Thank you.
So,